All right, there we go. There we go. Live. We're up and running. Go live. 2, 1. All right, there we go. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking. What's going on, y'all? Can I pin that? Let's see if I can pin this. Pin this. Oh no, that's part of it. Okay, no worries. All right, we're live. Let's test this out. Let me see if I can. How do I flip this? Oh, I like the live. Flip camera. Does that show exactly what I want? Yep. Okay, perfect. That's showing. What's up, Matt? What's going on, man? How are you? I'm trying out a new. I bought this thing for my phone, so I'm going live off my phone today on TikTok, because yesterday on the PC they were sending me all these weird, like, they were sending me all these weird things on TikTok when I was on PC. They're like, your live is restricted, unoriginal content, because I was sharing a browser source. So I'm trying it on my phone today. We're gonna try this, see if it works. But I got a hands-free. Now I don't have to worry about holding my phone up. So I got a hands-free thing, which is nice. And then I can flip the camera and then show you all the charts. So I'm actually able to get more information in the chart now, which is really nice. I have it a little bit bigger, so that's good. I know we got a nice little bounce here on Bitcoin today, which is nice. But nothing's really changed. Part of the plan. Still, everything's the same. And then let me see if I can work on this. Yeah, and then I can flip the camera back. So it's perfect. Perfect. But how's y'all's Monday going? How's everyone's Monday going? We're going to dive into some charts and analysis here in a second. I think we're going to cover Bitcoin to start, and then we'll cover whatever you guys want to cover today. I'm waiting. You buy an F here. Slowly but surely, I'm waiting for the decline. So let me go over to F real quick, and then we can look at Ethereum. I do have a big spot position of Ethereum, so let me flip over on the screen here. I do have a pretty big spot position of Ethereum on the monthly time frame. So right now, I've been in spot right around here, like the 1600 level. I've been in spot. So I might add a little bit more. I am anticipating a little bit lower of a dip on Ethereum. That's sort of been my game plan all along. I'll probably wait for this one more dip lower on Ethereum. And my zone for that was like really anywhere between 17 to 1400. That was the zone I was looking at, right in this area right here. And then my next target is about 7,500 on the uptick. I haven't purchased anything yet, even on Bitcoin too. So if we go back to Bitcoin, for example, I'm still waiting for this dip lower. So I still haven't purchased anything yet on Bitcoin. I'm just waiting. I'm playing the patience game, essentially. Let's go. Let's go. I'm trying a new TikTok live today. So instead of on the PC, I am live from my phone today. For whatever reason, yesterday when I was on TikTok live, let me flip the screen here. When I was on TikTok live yesterday, it said that because I was sharing a browser source, I was sharing TradingView. For whatever reason, their AI picks that up as unoriginal content and it flags my live. And then when it flags my live, it doesn't push my live out. Like it limits and restricts the amount of people that can see the live. So I decided to go live on my phone today. I bought this cool contraption. You can't see it from where you're at right now, but I have like this stand. So like I have my hands free and there's a cool stand that's holding my phone out and I can switch back and forth on the chart. But my zone here for Bitcoin still remains, I haven't changed. I haven't changed anything. My zone for Bitcoin still remains 60 to 50K. That hasn't changed at all. So once we get these, I mean, we had a nice bounce here for, it looks like a wave 2. We should get something like this. Let me move this actually out of the way. We should get something like this, a wave 1, then we should get an A, B, C, and then we should get the 3, something like that. Let me move this out of the way so you can see what I mean. We should get something like this. We should have an A wave, then a B wave, then a C wave, and then we should get another drop, and then an A wave, B wave, C wave 4, and then another drop. That's essentially how I'm tracking this right now, but I'm just being patient. I'm not looking to buy anything right now. When my zones get hit, that's when I'll look to buy Bitcoin. I'll look to buy right now, the coins and the projects that I'm looking to buy into are Bitcoin, MSTR, VeChain, and EOS. Those are the ones that I'm looking to buy right now. I have a lot of Ethereum already, so I'm not looking to add more. I might, but the main ones I'm looking at right now are Bitcoin, Ethereum, MSTR, and VeChain and EOS. Let me go through some of these chats here. Ash, what's going on, man? How are you? How are you? One more high on Bitcoin to 76 before drop. Well, my invalidation zone on Bitcoin right now, if this truly is a wave one, is 74. This basically this high right here. If price does retrace up here, then this isn't a wave one. So this can't be a wave one if price were to retrace above here. For me, that would just be another correction. That would be an ABCW, ABCX, ABCY. Then we could get an a B wave, and then a C wave, and then maybe another A, B, C wave. So I'm not trying to play when correction's ending. I'm just putting out my invalidation levels here. For me, if we push above this high, I think it's $74,075. If we push above this level right here, that for me is an invalidation that this is a wave one and this is a two, and then we should see a three. So just playing the patience game right now. I don't think we go up to 76 just because this initial drop looks pretty impulsive. I think we're in a wave two, and then we should see a wave three, and then a wave four, and then a wave five. Ahmed, what's going on? Do you say this bounce is starting at wave two or maybe a wave four of wave one? Thanks. Yeah, so for me right now, if we go, these are the daily candles right now. This almost looks like a wave one and then a wave two, and we should get the drop three. My initial sort of thought process behind this drop right here was we get this initial push down, and then this wave two should look something like this over the next week. I think we'll probably get an A wave, then we'll get a B wave, then we'll get a C wave, and then we'll get the drop three into next week. That's sort of my game plan. I think with FOMC happening next week, economic data coming out, things like that, this is going to be a pretty volatile next couple weeks, which can be fuel to the fire for this wave 1 through 5. That's sort of how I'm playing it. But it's still too early to tell, because if price does this, you know, say we go down and then boom, we get a rejection up, what this could be then is an A wave, we get a B wave, and then we get a C wave. And then after that, we should anticipate another A, B, C up, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So it's just a matter of being patient, waiting for price action to come out, unfortunately. Let me see. Sorry, let me scroll back up to some of these comments. And it's cool that I can, not that y'all want to stare at my face all the time, but you can, but I got this cool contraption now, so I can switch between me and the charts, which is super nice. Let me read. They're okay. Let me see here. How did you learn Elliott Wave? Where's my book? Hold on, my book's up here. One, a combination of just trial and error, honestly, but this is the book that I use. I recommend it to everyone that's looking to learn Elliott Wave Theory. It's Elliott Waves Made Simple by Steve Sinclair. It's $10 on Amazon. So it's, I mean, how many pages is this thing? Before you get into chapter 6, Elliott Wave application, it is 90 pages. It's literally 90 pages of Elliott Wave Theory. It provides you everything you need to know about it. It provides you all different types of corrections, how the impulses work, how to wave count, strategy, like where to use it and when not to use it, time frames, and then it also at the back of the book gives you a trading strategy around how to use it in terms of like 1 hour charts, 4 hour charts, daily charts, weekly charts, monthly charts. And then what it does is it says, okay, I'll show you an example. So let me flip the screen here. I'll show you an example. So the one thing that you can take away, let me flip the screen, is let me find it in the book and then I'll show you exactly what I mean. So when I typically use like, hey, why is my target for the wave 5, you know, 60 to 50K, this zone right here between the 1 and 1.618. I'll show you why. Let me see if I can find it in the book. So it gives you like these fib levels that are like high confluence levels of where price typically goes. I'm trying to find it in the book here of like, hey, this is the target of a wave 5. Let me see. It's in the book somewhere here. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. So this is sort of the thought process. So it says for the targets, use the inverse of 1.236 and 1.618 levels of wave 4. So this is an example of that right here. It's using the inverse of wave 4. So what you do is you take this fib retracement tool right here, you take it from the bottom of wave 3 to the top of wave 4, and then you get the inverse. And if I throw on the 1.236, we'll get that level right there. So the reason that my wave 5, aka this larger wave 5 down here in white of C, is basically 60 to 50K is the inverse of wave 4 being 60K to 50K and then also 56. So those are kind of the levels that I'm looking at for this wave 5. So if 3 won't be aggressive, 5 will be. Sometimes, yeah, it can be the inverse for sure. Gold, please. Yeah, we can look at gold. So consolidation that... oh, wait, here we go. So consolidation, the chop. Is that username former SEC chair Gary Gensler? That made me laugh. Whoever's username is, that is pretty funny. I made 600K this year thanks to Nick. I mean, that's awesome. I don't know when, is that Skynet Capital? I don't know if you're joking or not joking, but cheers to you, man. That's awesome. What do you think Pendle could go to? We can look at Pendle. What was the chart? Wait, what was the chart we were going to look at first today? I saved a chart. Was it PLTR? No, we looked at that one yesterday. ZBCN. Wait, no, we looked at ZBCN. PLTR, that was it. We're going to start with PLTR today, and then we can do gold, because I promised someone on YouTube that we were going to do PLTR to start the stream, and then after that, we can jump into Pendle, we can jump into gold. Isn't this all guessing? Not really, because this is like my strategy. You could say it's guessing, but for me, this is the book. It's like a proven theory that's been around for a while, but I use Elliott Wave Theory. That's what I use. And it's honestly, it's not guessing. It's all just a strategy. I mean, you can view it as guessing if you don't know the strategy, but if you know it, it typically hits the levels that you want to hit. Ahmed said, I've read the book. It helps a lot. And you see the charts in other ways. Yeah, you really do. Ahmed said page 60. Thank you. So yeah, when you read the book, you look at markets so much different. It's truly incredible how much different you see the markets. What's up, Raj? What's going on? How are you? Can you look at BNAI? Yeah, we can do that. Hood. Yeah, we can look at Hood. I think I have everything saved for Hood, so that should be pretty easy. Show the book again with the other camera. So this is from this angle, Elliott Waves Made Simple, and then if you want me to flip the camera, I can do that too. I could flip it with a chart. Look at that. That's aesthetic right there. Elliott Waves Made Simple, Master Elliott Waves in less than 48 hours by Steve Sinclair. It's $10 on Amazon. I will say one of the best purchases you can make. It truly allows you to see the markets in a different light. So let's look at PLTR, because I know yesterday someone had requested that from YouTube. So I said today we're going to start with PLTR. So I want to do that today. And then we can go to gold. And then for gold, it actually looks topped. If I'm being from the last time we looked at it. So PLTR right now, we have what looks to be like a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it definitely looks like we have a 5-wave move up. If we go to the weekly, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, I mean, on the weekly, it definitely looks like we have a 5-wave move up. and we're kind of in this. So this whole move, if we go back to the monthly, so I can get everything in the chart, it definitely is a 5-wave move up. So we have, you know, wave 1, a 2, a 3 up here, a 4, and then a 5, and then we're in this corrective structure down. Now the question is, how far have we corrected this already? We're sitting right at, we basically bounce off the 0.382. I do think that price retraces more because typically on the wave 2, price likes to go to the 0.5 to the 0.618 fib, which I do think this is probably an A wave. We get a B wave and then we get a C wave down. But let's go to the weekly and just look at what this structure looks like right now on the weekly. So on the weekly, we definitely have, this is the 4, and then this is the 5, and then you get an A, B, C, B. I mean, it almost looks like A wave, B wave, and then an A wave, B wave, C wave. I mean, technically this thing could have bottomed already from the chart, because we are getting a big reaction off that 0.382 level, which could make sense if this, given that this is definitely an A wave, B wave, C wave, so that's an A. That's a big A wave. And then you have A wave, B wave, C wave, maybe of a B. That's almost kind of what it looks like. It looks like we just have a huge correction. A, B, C, and then you have an A up here, A, B, C, B, and then C, and then maybe get one more correction down. No, that wouldn't make sense. A wave, B wave, and then an A, B, C wave. I mean, we could have bottomed, honestly, for PLTR. Looking at this chart, especially on the monthly, we definitely had a strong reaction off the 0.382 level. And it did look like it had a complex correction there. Now, the next target on PLTR using this would be around 450. I mean, that would be the next target on PLTR. There could be a little bit more downside, but from the structure that I'm looking at right now, it doesn't look like it's going to have anymore. And we had a perfect bounce off the 0.382 fib. So the next target would be 450 for PLTR. David, what's up, Nick? Did you get into HIMS at all at a good price? I'm not currently in HIMS, but I might be looking to add that to my portfolio. I'm just not currently in it right now. So I can take a screenshot. Did you get the screenshot of the book that I showed? Bought more SoFi today. I love it. I mean, SoFi for me has a little bit more room to run on. PLTR is interesting. But SoFi, well, actually, no, we're going to gold next. We can look at SoFi too, but we're going to gold next. I think, which is the one that I did that has all the stuff saved? Is it this one? No, that one's not the one I want. Is it this one? Is it? I think this one is the, yeah, starting back to 1970. I think that's the chart we want to look at, right, for gold. I'm pretty sure that's the gold chart. Whoever, who requested gold? Who requested gold? We can look at gold. Who requested gold? Let me go back in the chat and find who requested gold. One more message. Pendle. We can do Pendle. We're going to do gold first because I saw that in the chat first, and then we can definitely do Pendle. I'm just trying to find who requested. Oh, is that Zodiac Signs today? Yeah, they had requested gold. Are you still in the chat? If you are, let me know. We're going to cover gold. As far as gold goes, I mean, is that Pat? Yeah. So this is the monthly candle on here. I want to see if it looks any different if we go to like 3 months. So this is the 3-month candle right here. I mean, that definitely looks like we have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then we're kind of in the 5th. Would you kind of look at CN? Yeah, we can look at CN. This for me kind of, let's make sure that validates though. So this is the wave 1. I mean, that went perfectly to the 2. That's crazy. Okay, so typically in Elliott Wave Theory, it's in the book when you read it. The wave 3, aka this being the wave 1, this being the wave 2, and then this is the wave 3. The topping target is between the 2 and 1.6, the 1.618 and 2 extension, which price went perfectly to the 2. I mean, it just went right at the 2 and then got rejected, which would make sense. What's up, Lance? What's going on? Yeah, we can look at Bitcoin too. For me, we're in a wave 2 bounce, just waiting for more price action. But yeah, we'll jump over to Bitcoin for sure. We're looking at gold right now. I thought 3 was the longest wave. Typically it can't be the shortest wave. So 3 is typically the longest wave, but it cannot be the shortest wave. And using this right here, this is the log chart, so it looks shorter than, like, this is a logarithmic chart, so it just looks different. But what you do is you take, hold on. You take this tool right here, the trend-based fib extension, you take it from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of wave 1, and then you take that, if I can get it, to the bottom of wave 2. And if this extension, if gold topped out here at 1,000, that would mean that wave 3 was the exact same length as wave 1. So if price was to not continue to go up, this would mean wave 3 would have topped at the same length as wave 1. However, wave 3 extended 2 times the length of wave 1. So this right here, with this price right here extended twice as long as this wave right here. That's what the trend-based fib extension. So that does fulfill the rules of Elliott Wave Theory. So we have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3 to the 2 extension, a wave 4 that does not retrace lower than wave 1. So price did not come back into the territory of wave 1. So that validates, and then we're currently in wave 5 right now. Let's jump on to the monthly time frame to look at wave 5 to see where we're at in this structure. So on the wave 5 itself, what we're looking to see is 5 subwaves of the wave 5 to determine if this is topped or not. Actually, I might go to the weekly just to have more price. Let me get all this in. So let me see. And typically the wave 5 extends to the 1.618 extension of wave 1, which obviously price way overshot that. So that's just an extended 5th wave. But looking at this structure, I mean, you can tell right here, this is kind of an A, B, C, and then we have another kind of chop here. And then now we have an impulse start. So we're looking for the impulse, which is what we have right here on this wave right here. So we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 up here. So that for me is the wave 1 of 5. Then this is a 2. And then now what we're looking for is 5 more waves. So wave 1, wave 2, wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, then this is a 4, and then we're in the 5th. Okay, so essentially we have 1, 2, an extended 3rd wave, a 4, and then we're in the 5th of 5th. Now, of this 5th, let me label it all out. Let me label it all out, because I think I'm confusing everyone. Let me label this all out. Hold on. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And this is the primary. Now, looking at the 5th wave itself, let's go down to the month, was it on the weekly candles? Going down to the weekly candles here on this wave right here. So we're analyzing this 5th wave. On this wave, we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me change that color to yellow, and then I'll change this to minute. And then looking at the 5th wave on the daily, because now we need to find out, okay, we're in the 5th of 5th, right? We're in the 5th of 5th. Now we need to figure out, has this wave 5 topped? That's the question. So does this overlap? It does not. Okay, so looking at this final 5th wave on the daily, it almost looks like we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, No, because this doesn't look impulsive. This looks more corrective than impulsive. If I'm being, let me go to the weekly. Maybe we can get some more clarity there. Four. I mean, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe 5. Okay. We're just trying to figure out if this fifth wave has topped already, which it does honestly look like that's the case, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 4, 1, 2, 3. It's got like limited upside, because now of this fifth wave, we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe the 5 comes up here. Let me change that color to pink. I don't like that. Maybe this teal color, and we'll make that sub-minute. So this is the, let me go to the monthly. This is the entire structure of gold dating back to basically the beginning. We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifth leg, and then of this fifth leg, we have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're in the fifth leg. So we're basically in the fifth of the fifth of the fifth. So we're about topped for this fifth leg, for this fifth leg, and then for this fifth leg. So gold is limited to the upside in the sense that we have literally no more room to run. There's like maybe gold tops at 6,000 tops, but that would be the gold full chart. Let me see. I'm going back. It's been rocky. Awesome. Yeah, we just remind Dr. Thunder. Just remind me of the chart. So some of these comments, I lost my train of thought. We were looking at gold, then we're gonna look at after gold, we're gonna look at Pendle, and then after Pendle, we're gonna look at what was it again? What was the name of that thing? Hood. Yeah, we're gonna look at Hood. I gotta keep track of all these tokens because there's a lot in this chat right now. I thought through. Yeah, I forgot time change, and you're on earlier on my side of the country. Yeah, so I adjust those clocks, baby. Adjust those clocks. Ah, I see. Thank you, Nick. Yeah, absolutely. So gold is, there's limited upside on gold. I wouldn't get into gold now. I would wait for an ABC pullback. How old do I need to be start trading? I don't trade. I invest. So I'm not like a. Let me flip the camera here. So I don't. My thing is I don't trade. Like I don't day trade. I don't do any of that stuff. I take long-term positions. A, because it's less volatile, but B, you have the ability to weather some of the risk, the volatility, and you identify big swings like this where you have gold, which has gone on a parabolic run now. But I'll show you a few positions that I'm looking to pick up now for the long term, and some of them are like 10x plus potential. So I'm willing to hold my position for 1 to 3 years to make a 10x on my money. JRC, what is it? This is gold. So we were looking at gold. For all the people that are interested in gold, I would say we're topping soon. It's really not. I wouldn't be investing in gold now. I think there's better opportunities. The book is a little confusing. Can you explain where each wave and its retracement? Wave 1, wave 2, for example. So wave 1, you get the initial pump 1. Like here, let me flip my screen. So you get the, like for gold, for example, we go to the 3-month time frame. You get this initial wave 1 right here, right? So I got everything in the chart. You get this initial wave 1, and let's see how far this thing pulls back. So it pulled back, it kind of chopped around the 0.618, dipped a little bit, and then pumped up. Okay, now how far did the wave 2 pull back? Or the wave 4 pulled back to the 0.5. So we had a 0.5 fib retracement of a wave 3. Typically, wave 4 pulls back to the 0.38 to the 0.5. It can also go down lower. Again, these are more targets than absolutes. But typically, the wave 1 happens. Then you get the wave 2, which pulls back between... You take the fib from the bottom of wave 1 to the top of the wave 1. And wave 2 typically retraces between the 0.5 and 0.618 down at this level. which is kind of what gold did. It kind of chopped around here, went a little bit lower, than pumped up, and then the wave forward typically retraces to 0.382 to 0.5, sometimes even the 0.236. So that's how you use some of the fibs to kind of, you know, target out potential zones. What accuracy for the Elliott Wave Theory do you think? I mean, I haven't like back tested it in terms of accuracy. I mean, from my standpoint, it's pretty damn accurate. But again, I don't day trade. I don't know. To me, day trading is a scam. I think that everyone thinks that they can day trade, and then when they actually try to day trade, they realize, oh shit, this shit doesn't work. Everyone's just selling courses. So I wouldn't necessarily focus on the accuracy of it, more so the profitability of it. And for me, Elliott Wave Theory, I mean, if you've been following me for a bit, you know exactly what has been going. I mean, ever since December, I've basically called every Bitcoin move down. I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm just saying it in, I have the proof, you know, I'm just confident in my strategy. So I think that's maybe where I'm going to be on that. CN, that was it. Okay, Pendle and then CN. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Wait, I already answered that. So might need to sell gold, huh? Based on what the chart is looking like, I would say gold has limited upside to go. I think if you're in profit in gold and want to rotate it into other things, there's definitely opportunities on the table that have already completed, you know, their 5-wave moves, and they're ready for they've already corrected, and they just look like a better risk to reward. Day trade works. Medina said day trade works here. I mean, hey, more power to you. If you are a day trader and it works, then great. But I would like to see the receipts of that, because I think that 95 to 99% of people that say they're day trade, they either sell courses or they promote some sort of membership plan, and then that's how they make their money. They don't necessarily make it through day trading. But I could be wrong. Again, I'm not perfect. If you make money on day trading, more power to you. My past history of viewing people that day trade, they typically make their money on courses. I work for Sienna, so I'm sitting on stock and trying to understand where it's going. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah, we'll look at it. Good to know on the gold part. What up, bro? What's up, JC? Hope you're doing well. Bears are cooked. I'm doing well, JC. How are you? All right, so let's look at Pendle. Let's go to the monthly time frame and see what we're working with here. So on Pendle, let's go to the weekly. I need a little bit more. Again, Elliott Wave Theory is more geared towards longer established tokens with history as opposed to newer, but Pendle does look promising. So, I mean, this is definitely not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, looking at Pendle right now, we definitely have impulsive moves, but then they've been invalidated. So if you look at Pendle, you know, from here, we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So you're like, okay, that's a wave 1, a wave 2. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 3. But then this 4 has already retraced into the territory of wave 1. So that's already invalidated that count. Does that fulfill the rules too? Let me see. Wave 1. I mean, it definitely validates the rules. However, price it, like, so for example, this can't be, I can't label this a wave 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4, and then have this be the 5. Like, this count won't work because the wave 4 has already crossed the territory of wave 1, which means this cannot work, meaning this entire this entire structure right here, the 1 through 3, is invalidated. So that unfortunately won't work. Trying to think of any other way that you can look at this, because on the weekly, I mean, we definitely have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a 2, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But wave 4 invalidated wave 1, which means this count is wrong. And honestly, based on my strategy, there's really no telling where this thing's going to go next. I mean, I do think that with the broader altcoin market, it'll probably, you know, retrace to the upside. I mean, we'll probably see a swing to the upside, but as far as targets and where this thing goes next, there's really no, as far as my strategy and Elliott Wave Theory, there's no telling where this thing's going next. We could further correct. We could, instead of further correct, we could, go up. But based on the strategy that I use in Elliott Wave Theory, I couldn't really tell you where Pendle's going to go next just because this count has been invalidated. Anytime I don't sell courses, I'm an option seller. I love it, Mendina. Hey, that's awesome. If you can do that and it works for you and you're, making a living and stuff, I say more power to you. So congrats to you. And I think that's awesome. I really do, because I think there's so many people online that sell courses and they're like, oh, I'm a day trader, but they actually don't. So the fact that you do, I just want to give you a shout out. JC said thumbs up. What do you think the all-time high will be in Pendle? I mean, again, based on my strategy and this invalidation, how wave 4 has retraced into the range of wave 1, the only thing that we can do next is wait for what happens off of this low. Do we get a further retrace with Bitcoin, which I do think a lot of altcoins are going to have one more leg lower. Once we get that, do we get an ABC correction off the low? Then we can target out some stuff. Do we get an impulse of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Now we have some structure, and what we can do is after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, we can wait for the ABC, and then after that we can use our fib targets to target what's next. But until then, Pendle's kind of just in no man's land, to be honest. Is Bitcoin still moving as planned? Yeah, we're going to jump to Bitcoin and cover it because there was a few other questions, but I appreciate I appreciate you coming back, Healthcare. I know you've been a loyal supporter since like day one, so I appreciate that. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I wish I could give you better news, Slenderman. I really do. But based on the chart and invalidation of Pendle, it's kind of hard to tell what's next. Degenerate Investor. Just joined where the bottom is roughly. This one's Pendle. We can jump over to Bitcoin. I don't know if your question was in regards to Bitcoin or Pendle, but happy to answer it. Bro, it's not Elliott Wave. I don't know if that's a question, a comment, or an insult. You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more on that. You already don't. Well, oh wait, here. There's the allow. You already don't follow Elliott Wave 4 rule. Learn correct. I literally just said that. I said that Wave 4 has invalidated Wave 1. So I don't know what you were. Maybe the headphones on in your picture are clogging your ears because I was just explaining how Elliott Wave works. QNT, yeah, we can do that. Hey Nick, if you are investor, please check limited private round crypto club. Is that a token? I'm not entirely sure what that is. What was the next one? What was it? CN something? Dr. Thunder, you still in here? What was that ticker? If you could put it in there, I'll jump to that one next because I know that was the next request. CN, there it is. Okay. Let's go to CN. I love when people come in my chat and then shit on my stuff and then don't reply. I think it's hilarious. If you're going to come in and have some ammo and, shit on my work, then, have a backup plan. Explain yourself. If you can't, then can't help you. Okay, so yes, I understand what you mean now. It is pretty choppy. Because like all of this, right? Actually, wait a second. Hold on. I mean, I'm ruling. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole chart. Let me get the whole chart in here. This right here, all of this price action right here, just rule that out. That has there's no Elliott Wave Theory rules that you can use on here. That's just token launch or not token launch, but just choppy corrective structure. What we want to do is go off of this structure here and identify some impulses, identify some things that we can use in terms of the strategy. I mean, let's go to the weekly. I need a little bit more in-depth price action here. So, I mean, this is all choppy. There's no impulses. I would say this could be a 1, a 2, but then there's no follow through. So this structure right here is ruled out. This is all choppy. 1, 2. This is all choppy. No follow through. Choppy. Okay, we got we got something to work with here now, because this almost looks like a wave 1, 2, 3. Let's go to the daily because I need a little bit more price action. Actually, wait, let me put where that starts. So basically what I'm trying to look for is where there's impulsive waves and where there's not choppy waves. If you look at this entire structure right here, everything's just choppy. There's no impulses, there's no follow through. It's all just chopping around, and then we finally get a pump up with a follow through. So this is the structure right here we want to evaluate. So I'm going to circle this from here up. This is the structure we want to evaluate, because that truly is where the impulse starts. So let's jump down to the daily, and then let's see what we can find. So on the daily, we look to have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an ABC corrective structure down, which doesn't invalidate 1. So that honestly looks like a wave 1. Now, I want to see how far. I mean, this thing definitely extended for a wave 3, but I just want to see. I mean, technically this could be the wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, but let's jump into this. I mean, technically it extended there, but this is definitely a wave 1. So let's mark this out as a wave 1. Wave 2. We've identified a wave 1 and 2. That's great. Now what we want to do is evaluate this structure here and determine if there's a wave 3 or if there's a wave 4 or a wave 5. So let's zoom in a little bit more on this and figure out sort of what's next. So we do have 1, 2, maybe 3 here, 4 here, 5. That could probably be in a wave 1. Wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a super extended 5. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like. It almost looks like we have a wave 1, a wave 2, and then we have this super extended wave 5 of 3. Then we have a 4 and then a 5. That's honestly kind of what it looks like. Is, let me label it out. Let me go to the weekly. So I want to see if I see anything different on the weekly. So this is the whole weekly chart. 1, 2. I mean, this is definitely a super extended wave. Does that invalidate that? It does. Okay. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, and then this should be a 4, and then we should get one more leg 5. That's kind of what it looks like, if I'm being honest. It's definitely choppy. We do have a clear wave 1 here, which we can mark out on the chart. We have a wave 2. My only thing is this a 3 with a 4 and then a 5, and then we've topped? Or is this the top of wave 3? We should get a 4 and then a 5. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So on the daily, it's just this gap right here that's kind of throwing the price action off. But this is definitely a 1, 2. And then like this right here, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this gap up, 5. So that'd be a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. This price action is weird too. Like if you look at this price action up here, there's really 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That invalidates. Like all this price action up here is very choppy too. So it's not as clean as I would like it to be. It's either this is the wave 3, this is the wave 4, and this is the wave 5, and we've already completed a 5-wave move, or this is the wave 3, we're in the 4, and then we should get one more 5th. The only problem is this gap is kind of throwing the structure off a little bit. This price action up here just doesn't really look that impulsive. It just kind of like overlaps, which is not necessarily the best thing you want to see on an Elliott wave, like wave count, because everything just kind of overlaps. But this is definitely a 1, too. The only thing is this a 3 with a 4 and a 5? Or is the 3 here with a 4 here, and then the 5th has already happened? Then we're in an ABC corrective structure down. That's the only way that I see it. Maybe the monthly provides us with some different detail. I mean, the monthly, it kind of looks like this is a 1, a 2, a 3. We're in the 4, and then we should get a 5. That kind of looks better on the monthly because you have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Now let's see as far as targets go for the 4. We should probably, if we're going to retrace for the 4, it's going to be between 240 to 200 to 240 is going to be a retrace. So 1, 2, 3, we should get a 4 down here and then a 5th up. And then if we do get a retrace down to say the 0.5, the next target would be 466. There's definitely more room to run on this one. That's the only way that I can see it on there. Sienna, when are you going to short crude oil? So I don't do any, I mean, I might, but I probably won't, honestly. I'm more like, the positions that I'm going to be taking are MSTR. I'm going to jump to the positions that I'm going to be taking here, Sherm. Fat Pat, what's going on? A long time. I hope you and Summer are doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. Instead of going live on the computer today, I wanted to try something different. So I'm on my phone so I can like switch back and forth. It seems to be doing a little bit better. For whatever reason on the computer, anytime I go live on the PC, it gives me all these restrictions saying you can't share, like the way that you set up the PC version of TikTok Live, you have to like enter your sources. So you put like your webcam, then you put whatever content you're sharing. So for me, the trading view window, and it keeps flagging my stuff for unoriginal content. I'm literally just streaming from my PC. So far with the phone, it hasn't done that. So I might continue to do the phone moving forward. Let's get some of these comments here. Great stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I can see, Dr. Thunder. That's, for me, like on the monthly, if we look at it on the monthly time frame, it's a little bit cleaner in the sense that like you can kind of see the wave 1, 2. It's a super extended 3, which I'm kind of curious how far this 3 extended. Like if we put some other fib extensions on there, I'm just curious, maybe the 4. It even extended over the 4. That's crazy wild. That's insane. That's a massive wave 3. But that would make sense just based on the monthly. The 1, 2, 3, you get a pullback 4 and then a 5. So there's still a little bit more room. Probably a lot. Actually, there's a lot more room to run for CN. Coin. Oh wait, I gotta do that. My bad. Where's the settings? My fault. I should have had that on there. Now you can see the ticker symbol in the background. So this one is CN. Is the name of the ticker symbol. CN. My fault. I should have had that on there. Thank you for reminding me to do that. What was after CN? There was a coin that we were supposed to do after CN. What coin were we supposed to do after CN? Can you do coin? Can you do coin sticker from Coinbase? Is that a token? Emotional, your charts seem off from the market today. Let's compare. Which chart? Is that Emoking Tattoo? My charts seem off from the market today. Let's compare. Just let me know what chart you're referring to. Hold, you think? I mean, me personally, yeah. I mean, you could be like, oh, I'm going to sell now and then rebuy back in later. Like, you could be like, oh, I'm going to sell now and then, wait for this dip and then rebuy and then sell up here. Your emotions and most people's emotions when they think that way, because I also do the same thing. If you're like, oh, I'm going to, this is kind of what happens. If you're like, all right, I'm going to sell up here and then I'm going to rebuy back in down here and then I'm going to sell up here. What's going to happen is price is going to move like this. Or like this, you'll get an A wave, then you get a B wave, and then what you think is happening is this. You think that price is going to go to new all-time highs. Then what you end up doing is after a B wave, you rebuy in on the higher high of the B wave, and then the C wave happens. Then you're basically at a loss right now, and then you're like, oh shit, I'm going to sell, and then next thing you know, it pumps up. So I would say just hold it, avoid the emotional roller coaster of trying to time and sell everything. your emotions will get the best of you. It typically gets the best of everyone, and then you end up buying at the wrong time, selling at the wrong time. So I would say hold, wait for the wave 5. Can we do hood? Yeah, oh, hood was next. Yeah, that's right. Got 1,800 shares right at an average of price of 40. Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're at 40 and you want to take some profits off the table, that's totally fine. I mean, you're in the wave 3. You can trim a little bit if you want, you know, take a little bit of profits here and then wait for the wave 4. And then, you know, on the wave 5, take some more profits. That, I think, is a decent strategy if you just want to take some chips off the table and have some cash to put into other things. Like, if you're like, all right, I'm satisfied with my profit here, I'll take a little bit off the table. You know, I'll let the rest ride for the next wave and then put it into another undervalued position. That can be a nice strategy if you wanted to do that. Like, for example, Robinhood, to me, is at a good buying position. I'll tell you why. So if you're like, hey, I want to take some profits of CN and rotate it into something else, for me, it would be Hood. The reason behind it is just the wave count. So the wave count of Robinhood right now has a really clean 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And then we're in this ABC corrective down on the weekly. If we go to the weekly, you can see it a bit more clear. So on the weekly, I'm trying to like get everything into screen so you don't see the comments above it. But we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, a wave 2. Then we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 3, and then a wave 4, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 5. And then what we have right now is this A, B, C structure. I do think we get a little bit more downside on Hood, probably to like $63 at the 0.618. Just a little bit more of a dip. And then my next target on Hood is $300. That's from where it's at now. My next target is $300. I do think we might dip a little bit more, or, you know, if you want to set, basically my strategy is buy at the 0.5 retracement and then buy at the 0.618 retracement. And then if it retraces to the 0.6786, buy a little bit more, so that if you're in at the 0.5 and then it reverses, you're in the trade. If you buy at the 0.5 and it, you know, declines to the 0.618, you buy again and then you lower your cost average. And then if it dips to 0.786, you buy again. And then you wait for the, you know, the next impulse up. But my next target on Robinhood's 300. What do we get for joining your fan club? I don't even know. I don't think I have a fan club, to be honest, Dr. Thunder. I never set anything up. Does it? How do you? How are you seeing that? What is it? Join my fan club. To be honest, your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea what that is. I'd have to look more into it. I to be honest, I'm not entirely sure. In general, your post saying we go. In general, your post saying we going down, but we seem to be pumping currently. Just curious your thoughts. Yeah. Oh, I think you're talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, we can jump over to Bitcoin after Hood. I'll show you what my thesis is. But again, like, I can't stress this enough. Everyone comments and will say, which is fine. I get it. Like, I understand. Every time price pumps 5, 6, 7% or dumps 5, 6, 7%, everyone loses their shit. They're like, we're back. We're going to 100K, and then price dumps, and they're like, whoa, fuck, we're bear market. You got to manage your emotions and stick to your strategy. I can't stress this enough. Ooh, a heart? That was cool. How do I... Oh, fan club. Was that supposed to be on my head? I don't know. But every time price pumps 5, 6%, it shouldn't change your strategy. I cannot stress this enough. I tell my community that come to the TikTok lives all the time. They're in here. They can tell you. My strategy is an unemotional bias strategy. Every time price pumps 5 or 6%, it shouldn't change your thinking. It shouldn't change anything. It's just what's happening. And it until it invalidates your thesis, it's not going to change anything. But I'll show you what I mean on Bitcoin. So let me go to Bitcoin. Let me flip the screen here on Bitcoin. So on the daily, hold on. Let me move the fib out of the way. So I understand what you mean, but this isn't a pump. This is just a little candle. That's not a pump. If we were pumping, then we would have something like this. But this is just I mean, look at this candle. It's way bigger. And then guess what we did after? We went up, down. And I remember everyone on this candle right here, this big green candle right here, we're like, oh, we're pumping, your wave count's off, your strategy's off, we're going to 100K. And I was like, okay, that's fine, think what you want. And then boom, we get a dump. So every time, I mean, that's only from 65,000 to 68. That, for me, that's not a pump. That's just a little retrace. But my strategy is 1, the wave 2, the wave 3, the wave 4, the wave 5. I think that answers your question, but to me, this isn't a pump. This is just a retrace. So much emotion. Yeah, emotions will get the best of you, man. Emotions are the reason that most... oh, wait, I gotta go back. So much emotion. Yeah. Emotions will get the best of you when investing. Did you go over Bitcoin? We're on it right now, Remy. Yeah, this is my... Nothing's changed on Bitcoin. So I have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5. I'm just waiting for price action. We may get something like this, a wave 1, an A, B, C, and then we'll get the 3, and then an A, B, C, and then the 4. Something like, or the 5, something like that. By the way, I took $300 profit today, but I do not think we going up at all from here, Bitcoin specifically. Hey, that's good. I mean, hey, if day trading's your thing, do it. I'm not a day trader. I just don't really have, like, for me, that just doesn't work part of my strategy. I'm a long-term investor guy. Some swing trading, but more long-term investing. Can Hood go down to 50 or not? I do think that Hood will probably retrace to about $63. JY, what's going on? Hey, Nick, can you pull up Tau, please? Yeah, we could do Tau. After EOS hits $2 and it pulls back to, and then what would it go to after that? I mean, EOS, that's one of the tokens. I'll show you the 3 tokens that I'm looking to pick up. So Bitcoin being one, I'm waiting for this wave 3 and wave 5. So somewhere in this region is when I'll pick up Bitcoin. I'm also picking up MSTR as well, because the chart structure is very clean. And we have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up with an ABC corrective. My next target on MSTR is about $950. Somewhere in that region of around 954. I do have MSTR retracing one more leg lower towards about $80 to $100. Somewhere around there, we'll probably retrace to like this zone right here. That's when I'll start picking up MSTR and then rounding it up to 900. So MSTR is one that I'm picking up. EOS, oh, I spelled that wrong. Hold on. EOS is another one that I'm looking to pick up. So the reason behind that is just the chart structure and the fundamentals. For me, EOS, we have a really explosive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up with an ABC. My next target on EOS is about $2. And I mean, it's really hard to tell. You know, maybe price comes down to, I don't know. Well, it's got to be above $1.36. So maybe we get up here, shallow 4, and then a 5. It's really hard to tell what'll be next. We just have to wait until this, you know, next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move happens. So it's really hard to tell. Hood chart looks weak. I mean, that's what everyone says in wave 2. Everyone says this wave 2 for me is the doubtful wave. So we've already had a 5-wave move. And then after a 5-wave move, you get an ABC corrective down to about the 0.5, 0.618. Somewhere in this region for the wave 2. And my next target on Hood is $300. Everyone on this macro wave 1 with the wave 2, everyone doubts this wave. Everyone thinks this is going to happen. You know, we're going to just retrace this entire move. That's typical of a wave 2. But wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 next. I'm just waiting on Hood. I may pick up Hood, but I'm probably going to go MSTR, Bitcoin, EOS, and then our pride and joy that everyone likes to look at is VeChain. So that's another one for me is VeChain. And the next, I mean, we have an impulse of wave 1 with this massive ABC corrective. My next target on VeChain is 43 cents. So those are the tokens that I'm picking up. Can we do Kava? Yeah. Dr. Thunder just says join. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that, Dr. Thunder. As far as the fan club, I'm not entirely sure what that is, but tomorrow when we're on the live, I'll do some research on what the fan club is and see what I get. I have no idea. Yeah, we can do Kava. That would be jumping on the live with him. Oh, What's up, Joe? What's going on, man? Yes, Bitcoin. Sorry, man. Wasn't clear. I also probably to. Okay, just chatting with Title Gifter. Oh, thank you for the rose. Is that Gab's? Oh, wow. Whoa. Little roses action. Thank you for the roses. I appreciate that. Dr. Thomas said, LOL. Mike said they're not used to the volatility of crypto. Yeah, I mean, that the emotions get the best of you. What's up, Mike? How are you? Packjaw is the bottom in? No. Everyone always asks me, is the bottom in? No, unfortunately. I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Like, that's not what I want to be, right? I am waiting for Bitcoin to hit its monstrous move, which we've been patiently waiting now for over a year. But yeah, no, Bitcoin still has some things to do. Bitcoin still has some things to do before we enter into any sort of pump mode. For me, we still have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For me, this is only a 1 with the 2, and then we should get the 3, then the 4, then the 5. But it's really too early to tell. I just got to let price action basically come out. Let's see, going back. We looking to hit around 0.618 before retracing for Bitcoin? I mean, possible. You know, if we look at this, oh, hold on. If we look at this on a smaller time frame, you know, we could definitely retrace to maybe 70K. My zone was basically 69 to 71, somewhere in that range. You know, maybe we get this being the wave 1, then we get the A wave, the B wave, then the C wave to 0.618. We could get something like that. That would make sense. But even on the monthly time frame, if we look at the fib, give me a second. Let me just move this out of the way. If we look at the monthly time frame, right, on the fibs, this right here, this entire 5-wave move, we're currently like in between the 0.32 to 0.5 at basically like the 61 to 72 range. My zone is between the 0.5 and 0.618, which is between 60 to 50K. So that's like confluence number 1 of why I think, again, we're going to get one more leg lower. And then on the daily time frame, another confluence for me is the 1.618 extension of wave 4 between 60 to 50K. So those are like the two confluences that I'm using to basically determine the bottom for this 5-leg move. But we still have a little bit more room to run. Was the 5 top at 108K? Not, yeah, the 126 was just a wave B. So my top is out here. This, if you look at this on the weekly time frame, this right here, we have an ABC corrective down. Then we have this ABC, 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 B. So it's like a complex WXYB. But this is all corrective. This whole structure is all corrective. It's not impulsive, so it can't be a top. I mean, technically it is higher, but it's only an expanding flat, meaning the B goes higher than the start of wave A, and then we get a C down. So, how low is the 5? I mean, for me, the 5 is still 60 to 50K. That's my zone. Could you take a look at oil? Yeah, we could take a look at oil. What was the next one we were going to look at? Shit. Let me scroll back up here. Let me flip the screen so you guys can see me. I don't really. You guys only want to see the charts anyway. You don't want to see my face. I get it. Kava. Yeah, that was right. Kava. So is this the macro wave 4 for Bitcoin? No, and I'll show you why. So let me flip the camera. If this was to be the macro wave 4, let me go back to the 3-month actually. So if you look at Bitcoin from its start, I think this is the right one. So on this chart right here, right, we have the initial wave 1, the wave 2, the wave 3, the wave 4, the wave 5, and then we have an ABC corrective wave down. So we have a completed 5-wave move with an ABC corrective down. Now what comes next is, again, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move, which we had, which was the initial wave 1. Then we're in the 2. and then we'll get a 3. The reason that that can't be a 4, like, for example, I think I understand what your question is. So you could say, all right, well, this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, this is an extended wave 3, or no, maybe you're saying this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, wave 3, and then this is a 4. I think, if I'm understanding your question correctly, but the wave 4 would have entered the territory of wave 1. I think it was Tau you were going. Yeah, so we're going to do Tau then Kava. That's right. But the large wave C could also retrace lower, right? Maybe to the 0.786. Yeah, 100%. It doesn't necessarily have to stop at the 0.618. Like, yeah, we could retrace to 36K. However, I don't necessarily. The reason I don't see that is because of what this structure is showing. So, unless we get a super extended wave 5, I just don't necessarily see it, because if we look at the daily, hold on a second. If we look at the daily, give me a second. The way that this wave C down here, like this wave C right here, works is you get a 5-wave move down. And right now we have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then we're in the 5th. And then of the 5th, we have a 1, 2, 3, we're in the 4 and a 5. So we only have one more 5 to go of a 5-wave move of C, and the targets for that are 60 to 50K. I mean, if this is truly the one with a 2, then all we have left is a 3, 4, 5, which I don't think that is going to be a super explosive 3 with a 4 and a 5 all the way down to 36K. It's possible. I just don't think it's probable based on the probabilities, based on where we're at in the structure. I mean, yeah, it could go down to 36K. I just don't necessarily see that based on what the structure looks like right now. You know, if we get a super, push down. Shit, I messed that up. If we get a super, push down, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, then yeah, it's possible, but my zones are still 60 to 50. That's what I'm going off of, 60 to 50. But let's look at Tau. I think I have everything saved from Tau. I want to say I do. No, it's not this one. Nope. Is it Tau USDT, maybe? I think that's it. Is it the Mexi one? That's the only one that I can find is on Mexi that has all the chart structure to it. Everything else just looks... I mean, for Tau, it kind of looks like we have a wave 1. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me go to the daily. I just want to look at this structure down here and see kind of what this looks like. 1, 2, 3. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. Wave 5, so wave 1, wave 2, but how much did that retrace is the question. That's a shallow ass wave 3, or wave 2. 2, 3. I can't really consider this a wave 1 because this looks like an ABC. 1. Is this one a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the 2, and then we're in the 3. I mean, yeah, that could technically suffice. Let me see on the weekly. I just want to see if there's anything different. I mean, on the weekly, it definitely looks like we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're in this A, B, C, D, E structure almost. Like, this looks like a wave 1, and then we're in the 2. So, using that to our advantage here, I just want to see how much this has corrected. I mean, we're currently at the 0.786 here on Tau. It almost looks like a massive A, B, C, D, and then E structure, or just this big W, X, YXZ. So it's a huge complex structure for a wave 2. And the wave 3 target of this would be, let me go to the monthly so I can get everything in the chart. I mean, the wave 3 target for Tau is around $1,300, which is insane. Meaning this is a wave 1, a 2, and then the 3 should come up to about 1,300. That, I mean, that's what, a 9x from there? So, I mean, Tau's looking pretty decent as well, if I'm being honest. Oh wait, I missed all of these comments here. I just think Tau. Okay, you should pull up. Your Elliott Wave Theory placement is incorrect. B wave on the ABC must be lower than the 5. Go. Mr. J, are you referring to Bitcoin? Is that what you're referring to? The wave B must be lower than the wave 5. Is that what you're referring to? Also, the third wave must always be the longest, and fifth should be impulsive. Okay, you want your Elliott wave is wrong. Okay, is it on Bitcoin? Is that what you're referring to? Because I can go back and show you if you want to look at it. This is mental. What the fuck? Okay, well, if you're still in the chat, let's go back to Bitcoin and debate it. Damn it, I keep getting phone calls. No worry, Joe. Mr. J, are you still in the chat? Would you like to discuss our Bitcoin Elliott wave count? If you are, let me know. Is it time to buy AOS bought? Soon, Joe, soon. I haven't bought any yet, but you'll know when I buy it. I have not purchased any AOS yet. MSTR, AOS, and VeChain are on my map, but I haven't bought any yet. I'll let you know when I do, though. I'll post a video saying I bought it. I'm still being patient. Where's Mr. J? Mr. J, don't run away from me. Get back in here. I'm going to invite you to a co-host. Where are you at? You want to debate? Perfect. Do you use EMA? No, Remy, I don't use the EMA. I just use Elliott Wave Theory. That's it. No other. Mike Tau 5,000 will come one day. Yeah, my next target is 1,300. What's the potential of AOS? My AOS next target is $2 from current levels. $2 to my next level. I think Wyckoff would cry at this analysis. Good one, Everett. Nice. Did you think of that, or did you chat GPT it? If you're, let me know your theory, Everett. What is your prediction on Bitcoin? What do you got? Let me hear it. I'm all yours. The floor is yours, Everett. Let everyone know in the chat what your next target is. Bogdan said, "Do you think Bitcoin going?" Yeah, I still have a lower leg. A huge bull flag when it breaks out, and it will be the size of the pole. Yeah, I mean, it is a massive bull flag. Okay, well, I guess Everett and Mr. J don't want to have a conversation. I think they left, so that's unfortunate. But we are in a bear market, 100% possible for 1,300. Where do you think Tau goes down to? I mean, Tau, from a correctional standpoint, we definitely have, validation that the correction is close to being done. The thing is, you have a massive, basically A, B, C, D, E structure. I mean, it's just a huge correction. I do think if the bottom's not in, it's in soon. Maybe we get one more dip. Again, I am thinking that a lot of altcoins are going to dip one more time based on, again, my Bitcoin thesis. With Bitcoin, again, it hasn't changed. I haven't changed this in probably 2 months. So when Bitcoin does its thing, wow, I really messed up that wave too. Let me put that back into place here. So when Bitcoin does its thing down, when Bitcoin does its, wave 1, where's my paintbrush? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down. On this leg down, a lot of altcoins will continue to correct with Bitcoin. So I do think that we do have a lower leg on Tau. Once Bitcoin bottoms, for me, that's probably the bottom of most altcoins. And then after that, we should see some continuation to the upside. Okay. Where's Mr. J? Someone invite Mr. J back. I want to have a conversation with that man. Where's he at? Mr. J, come back. It's always funny how people come into the chat and then roast my stuff. And then as soon as they roast my stuff, they leave and they don't want to debate about it. That's a shame. I was willing I was willing to have a conversation with you, Mr. J, but you decided to come in here, hate on my stream, and then leave. That sounds typical. What other charts were we going to go on today? Yeah, Joe, I'll be posting my EOS theory here soon. EOS will be one of the ones that I'm looking to pick up. Mike said they can't back up their claims. That's why. Yeah, it's the amount of trolls I get is literally incredible. It's so funny. They'll come into my live and say, "This sucks. This stinks." I'm like, "Okay, explain. Tell me about it." And they can never back anything up because they have no strategy. Those are the ones that sit on the sideline and never invest in anything, and they're also the one that pump out crypto courses and shill you meme coins. Those are those type of people. So stay away from those. Right Turn said, "You're awesome, bro." Fuck the haters. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is what it is, man. They're gonna hate me if I'm successful. They're gonna hate me if I stink. It doesn't matter. You get the hate. So you know what you do? You take the middle ground. That's my philosophy, and I do think that it works out really well in life. I don't care about them. I just think it's funny when they come in here and then they leave. I'm like, bro, I know you ain't invested in Bitcoin. I know you have no strategy. So, get out of here. Did you give a range on where you think Tau bottomed or best estimate? Yeah, let's jump back to it. What's up, Justin? How are you doing? I hope your day's going well. Let's see. I'm trying a new thing today. So I know I've been going live on the computer and PC recently. I've tried it on the phone. I haven't gotten any. Basically the way, or let me flip the camera so I can explain how it works. So if you're looking at TikTok Live, or if anyone in the chat does go on TikTok Live, if you set up a stream from your PC on their live studio, if you share a screen, like right now, obviously we're on TradingView. If you enable a source on TikTok Live and you're sharing TradingView or whatever the case may be, what they do is their AI on TikTok will flag it as unoriginal content, and then it'll restrict your live, and it won't have, like, it'll just give you a bunch of error codes and say your live's restricted. You can appeal it, then you appeal it and say that I have my webcam and my screen, but then what they do is they say it doesn't matter, whatever. So I don't know what's going on with TikTok AI, but I wanted to do on the phone today, and so far we haven't gotten that, which is nice. So I think this way might move forward, but if you guys dislike the phone switching, let me know. I can go back to the PC. I don't really care. I'll take the warnings. I don't really give a shit. I trust you, buddy. Holy Spirit spoke to me and told me to listen to you. God bless you, Joe. I appreciate that. Nick, please explain why the 5 top for you was 108K, not 126. Yeah. So on the weekly chart, Ash, if you look at the weekly chart, you can see, we can break it down wave by wave. So wave 1 right here, right? You have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Wave 1 done. Now you have an A, B, C, wave 2. Wave 2 done. Okay, now you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3. Boom. Done. Then you have this A, B complex 4 done. And then you go to wave 5 here. And on the smaller time frame, you have like a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and a wave 5. Boom, wave 5 done. Now, what do you have next? Well, you have an ABC. Okay, correction's not done because we have another ABC wave, and then an ABC wave, and then another ABC wave. That structure is all complex 3-wave movements. There's no impulsive. If this wave would have looked like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then this would have been the 5th wave, but it's not. It's all corrective 3-wave structures, so it cannot be a 5th wave. It's corrective, which for me is a 3-wave A wave, a 3-wave B wave, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 C wave down for the expanding flat. So that's why it's not the top. Good man. Hope you're having a good day as well. Thanks, Justin. Yeah, I am. You had the question on Tau. That's it. Hood couldn't go down more than 63. I mean, it's possible. We can look at Hood again, but for me, my zones are buy at the 0.5, buy at the 0.618, and then buy at the 0.786. The 0.618 is sitting at $63, which is a high confluence zone for the wave 2 to bottom. Bogdan said, what's the price target? On Bitcoin, my price target is 200K because with the trend-based fib extension, my targets are, I think we're going to bottom around 55K. So my next zone is 206. That's my next target for Bitcoin. So you're bullish too? I'm not bullish or bearish. I just go off of what the charts suggest. So if the chart suggests downside, I go for the downside. If it suggests upside, I go for the upside. I don't pick a side. I have no bias. I just do what the chart tells me. Give me 1 second. Docs. Nope, that's the wrong thing. There we go. So yeah, I just go what the chart tells me. But on Tau, not the problem with Tau, the complex, that's not the right one. The complexity of Tau is, this is such a complex structure. Like, this is a really complex structure to dissect, because you have like this A wave, B wave, C wave, then you have an A, B, C, then you have a B, then you have an A, B, C up, then you have this A wave, B wave, C wave, then you have an A wave, an A, B, C wave, then you have another A, B, C, then you have this A, B, and then C wave, and then of that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. You almost have a running flat structure. So you have basically this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A wave, then you have a B wave, then we should have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So you probably have one more leg down for Tau, if I'm being honest. It looks like it's a running flat C wave. And with that being said, the target is probably somewhere around 143 to 100. Somewhere around the 143 to 100 range would be a good bottoming zone for Tau. Again, I do think a lot of these altcoins are going to correct downwards with my Bitcoin thesis. And y'all know that my next target for Bitcoin is 60 to 50K. If that happens, we'll get one leg lower for, most altcoins, and then we'll get the pumps. So, these are decent levels right now if you want to buy now for the long term. I mean, the next target on Tau is 1,300, which is basically a 9x from current prices. I mean, yeah, the risk to reward on Tau right now is, okay, if price retraces from 190 to 100, you're down basically 100%, and then it goes up, tenfold. That's the risk to reward you're playing with right here. Do you wait for one more dip and then maybe eliminate the risk? For me personally, that's what I'm doing with my altcoins, is waiting for one more dip with Bitcoin and then buying and waiting for the next move up. Nick Rippler, what's going on? Did you do a price target for Sui yet? No, but I can. We can do Sui. Where can we learn your method? Right here. Elliott Waves Made Simple. Steve Sinclair, $10 book on Amazon. $10. I like the paperback because I'm old school, but you can honestly buy whatever one you want. They have a digital version. Again, you're not going to learn this shit overnight. It's not like, you read the book. I mean, it's a short book. It's like 90 pages, and it's fairly straightforward, but you're not going to read the book and be an expert, Elliott Wave Theory. I'm not an expert by any means either. I think I'm rather good at it, but again, I'm not an expert by any means. I try my best and do the best that I possibly can with the information that I have, but you never know where the market's going 100% of the time. You don't know if it's going to go up, sometimes down. The best that you can do is read it 10 to 15 times. Yeah, you just got to continue to read it, but then you have to apply it. You have to go to the chart and trust yourself, trust your knowledge, and say, okay, I'm going to look at this chart. I'm going to have the book right next to me. I'm going to take the book, I'm going to have it right next to me. I'm going to look at this and say, okay, what am I looking for? All right, I'm looking for a 5-wave move. All right, I've identified a 5-wave move on a chart. Now what do I do? So it's just repetition, practice, trial and error, and learning it and applying it. And eventually you'll get good enough at it where it just kind of is stuck in your head. But until then, that would be my recommendation, is get the book. It's $10 on Amazon, and then you can read it and you'll never picture the market the same again. Bitcoin below 60, every alt drops, some just more than others. Correct, Matt. That's my strategy, is Bitcoin dips, altcoins dip. Bitcoin dips 5 to 10% from here. If it dips 10% from here, that's what? 6,800. So that would be close to 60. So yeah, if we get a 10% dip towards 60, you're probably going to get another 10% to 15% for altcoins, which will provide good quality entry prices on most altcoins. Chain link, yeah, we can do chain link. ICP, we can look at ICP. Nick, as Bitcoin is correcting now, if Wave 3 is not that aggressive, the Wave 5 will be, because Wave 3 can't be the shortest. I mean, it's too early to tell right now, Ash. We have to wait for price action to come out. It's really too early to tell what is going to happen next. But let's look at, wait, I want to ARB price. We can look at Arbitrum. We'll do ARB, and then we can do... actually, no, wait. The gentleman in here has been asking for Hood, just to go back to Hood real quick. Then we'll go to ARB. I just want to show Hood real quick. So this is my target for Hood. It's $300 next. You know, do we get some short-term downside at about 63? Sure. That's kind of what I'm seeing on Hood. Is I'll probably enter, if I decide to enter Hood, I'm probably going to do MSTR instead of Hood. I just like MSTR better from a risk to reward standpoint, but Hood would be, you know, anywhere between $80 to $60 are great entry prices, and then targeting 300 next. And then let's do Arbitrum, and then let's do SUI. Which chart is the best for Arbitrum? That's the question. I'm not too familiar with Arbitrum. I don't own any of that, so honestly, the SUI is another one that's on my radar to pick up as well. So, is there another chart? The only thing I'm seeing in Arbitrum is just straight down. So if that's the case, there's nothing I can do with Arbitrum. If the chart looks like this, we're just waiting for impulses. We're waiting for something like this off the low. So honestly, Arbitrum for me, there's really not a lot to go off of. It's a newer token. There's not as much price action. Until we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move off the low, there's not really much I can do with this one, unfortunately. SUI USD. And that for me, again, my rule of thumb when I'm investing in a chart is I need to see 5 clear moves in order to invest. If I don't see 5 clear moves, I don't invest. If I don't see an ABC, I don't put my money into it, because it's already hard enough as it is trying to figure out where these things go. If you have a strategy that I stick to, like Elliott Wave Theory, which is mine, it gives you an edge in the market. Are you going to predict prices to 100% certainty? No. But you're going to be able to figure out where are good buy zones, where are good sell zones. For me, SUI actually looks very good. We have a 1, 2... Oh, wait, let me go to the weekly so you can see the smaller time frame moves. But SUI, for example, has a nice chart. We have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5, and then we have this A, complex B, and then we're in the C. For me, I'm probably going to pick up SUI when this thing dips a little bit more. I do think that SUI probably comes down to maybe 80 cents to 70 cents. My next target on SUI is $8.70. So from current levels, that's, you know, an 8-9x, which is a great trade. But for me, I'm waiting for one more dip on SUI and then targeting around $9 is my next target on SUI. And I like SUI from a fundamental standpoint as well. But this chart's really clean. We have a really clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with an A, B, and then a C. It's corrected a lot. I will say it's corrected, you know, a decent amount. We've kind of corrected the whole move past the 0.786. You know, we're all the way down here, which is a huge correction, but nonetheless, there's no rules invalidated. As long as price stays above this level, the 46 cents level, this is a valid chart, and the high probable trade is probably one more leg lower and then up. That is what I'm betting on based on the structure, and that's what I see based on what this structure is looking like. Is we have one more down and then boom, we get a 5-wave move up. That for me is what's next. Is VeChain ever coming back up? My next target on VeChain is about 43 cents. I think SUI will hit up $15 to $20. I mean, it's definitely possible. It's not that it can't. You know, what'll happen is price target of GRT. We can look at GRT. The only thing with this is, again, we're going off of the data that we currently have, right? We only have this data out right now. This is what the chart looks like, right? We don't have anything more, anything less. Going off of this current price structure of this being the way... Hold on, let me get my paintbrush. of this being the wave 1, and then we're in the 2. The 3 is next, and the target typical wave 3 is the 1.618. That doesn't mean we can't extend, right? The 2.61 is at $13. We can very much extend there. The thing that's going to allow us to determine if we get an extension wave 3, let me move some of these other ones out of the way. The thing that's going to determine if we get a wave 3 here or wave 3 here is this. If we get an initial wave 1 here, a wave 2, another big wave 3, a wave 4, what's next is the wave 5. And that is what's going to determine if we get like a shallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, boom, we got a 5-wave move at $7. For me, that's a good take profit zone because we already have a 5-wave move. But if we get a huge wave 1 with a wave 2 and then a huge wave 3 up here with a wave 4 and then a 5, you know, that will provide some confluences of why the price will extend. Let's see. Nick, but historically it has always bottomed no less than 70. I'm not sure about that, Ash. I'm not really sure. AVAX, we can do it. These predictions are nonsense. Oh, we got another one. Snack Attack, welcome to the stream. We got another one. Okay, you have center stage, Snack Attack. What is your next theory? What do you got? What do you got for us? We're all listening. The entire community and chat are listening to your predictions. Let's hear it. What do you got? No. Right turn. We're gonna let him speak. What do you got? We're gonna Snack Attack. Come on, Snack Attack. We all are patiently waiting for your expert opinion. You know, you clearly have everything, you know, sorted out. Let's hear it, Snack Attack. Yeah, Joe wants to hear it. Rippler wants to hear it. What do you got? The floor is yours, big dog. The floor is yours. I'll give you 2 minutes. And nothing. Classic. Okay, thank you, Snack Attack. Thank you. Nothing. Absolute silence. Great. Awesome. You have made our live stream that much better with your amazing intelligence. Okay, now let's get back to what we were doing because the people are actually curious about what's next. Bought two at $1 last month. Think I should sell and buy back at 7 cents. I'm down. To me, again, your emotions are probably going to get the best of you, and I'll show you why. So whenever someone always asks me, you know, I bought here, should I wait for the, you know, should I sell? Like I bought here, for example, should I wait for the dip and then buy back here and then wait for the up? The only challenge with that is your emotions are going to get the best of you. And what do I mean by that is, say, for example, you do sell here, right? And then we get one more dip and then we get like for an A wave, and then we get a B wave bounce. You're going to think, oh, price is pumping. Let me buy here. Well, guess what? We have a C wave next. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be like, oh, A wave, B wave. And then, oh, wait, I should have not sold my original tokens at a lower price. All right, now I'm going to sell here and buy back lower. And then you just compounded your losses rather than just, you know, taking the 10 to 20% chip on the shoulder and waiting for the big move. That for me is what I would personally do. That's just me. You know, I can weather a 20% loss for a, you know, 800% gain. It's the risk to reward, right? It really just depends on what your strategy in. Not financial advice. That's just what I would personally do. I would say if you were going to say, let me sell now and then buy back in later, what I would do is I would keep your current holding here, you know, at $1. If we do get a dip, just buy a little bit more. Doesn't have to be much, but just buy a little bit more. You'll lower your cost average from, say, $1 to 90 cents. So now you've just decreased your cost average, but increased your amount of holdings. Then wait for the next move up, and then you'll be in a good spot. Let's hear it. Snack Attack. Ripper said, "When you have haters, you know you're doing something right." There's always haters, man. But I agree. I do think that the more hate that you get, the better position you're in. Bitcoin to 39K. I mean, it's possible. My next target's 60 to 50, but it could be possible to dip lower. It's really just going to depend on what this structure does. So it just depends. Again, like just what I was saying before on, what was that, Sui? Just what I was saying before on Sui. the high confluence target for Bitcoin right now is based on the rules of Elliott Wave Theory. The high confluence target right now is really between the 1 and the 1.618, which is between 60 to 50. However, let me move this out of the way. However, that can change because if we get, say this is the 1, the 2, and then we get this explosive wave 3 down here, and then a 4, and then a 5, we could go lower. It's really just going to depend on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move down. If we get a really explosive 3, kind of what we saw here, for this to be the wave 1, the wave 2, and then we had an explosive 3, I'll show you what I mean by that. So this wave 1 right here to the wave 2, I was targeting the 1.618 for my next target, which was, again, the high confluence zone, was the 1.618 for the wave 3. So this was the zone I was originally targeting. However, price decided to say, no, fuck you, I'm gonna rip down. So we ripped below the 2.618, which if we do that again, then we get a 4 and then another big 5. I mean, it's possible, but 60 to 50K still remains my high confidence zone for Bitcoin. Nick has been on point. Keep it up, buddy. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Mike says it's an unrealized loss if you don't sell. Yeah. It ain't a loss until you sell. It ain't a loss. We can do Ondo. Again, Ondo doesn't have much price action, so I can do it. Would you sell HBAR and buy SUI right now? I like HBAR. I personally own HBAR. I am potentially looking at getting some SUI. But if you were going to ask me, should I buy HBAR or SUI, I would just own both. I don't prefer one or the other. I think they're both going to perform very well. Injective to the moon soon. Yeah, Injective. I do own a lot of Injective. I'm waiting for that wave 3. Every Bitcoin cycle hit this 0.786 bottom. That is true. But I think that can be the case, right? Say we do hit the 0.786 bottom, which is at 35K. That is possible. Just based on this structure right here, the next target is between the 0.5 and the 0.618 at 60 to 52K. Not to say that we don't retrace lower than that. I just don't see the price action to justify that right now. If it changes, I'll let you know, but it is possible that we can go that low. When do you think we'll hit 50 to 60K? I was saying between basically March to April, but time is very tough. It's really just dependent on price action, but it can be between March and April. Meme coins are where it's at. I don't personally invest in any meme coins. Based off previous highs and lows, the previous top is usually the next floor. Yeah, that is also valid as well. So if we're kind of right there right now, right? This level up, that is awful. But yeah, we are, chopping around this level right now. So that also combined with a couple different confluences, that's why I don't think 30. I think everyone's waiting for this. I've seen it all over, and I get it on comments all the time, but I also get it in just the TikTok lives. Everyone's saying Bitcoin bottom in October at 33K. This is what everyone's waiting for, is we get a little bit of a bounce and then we drop. I've seen it everywhere. I just think that if 95% of people and 95% of retail are expecting a bounce and then a drop into October, where's the October? So if we get, a drop into, oh crap, hold on. These are monthly candles, sorry. A drop into October to 30K. I just think if 95% of people think that, I think we're going to do the reverse and go up. Again, that's how I'm playing this, because these for me are good dollar cost averaging levels. I think based on this ABC expanding flat, my bottoming zone 60 to 50K, and then once we do that, 200K is next. I think a lot of people are going to get sidelined waiting for this drop to October. That's going to fuel the euphoria, because what will happen is we get this last dip, then we get a major wave 1, wave 2, we'll get an explosive 3. Everyone that's waiting for 30K will funnel in on this wave 3. We'll get a pullback. For everyone that's late to the game that says, oh wait, Bitcoin's above all-time highs, I want to buy. We'll get a wave 5, and then everyone will be late to the party, and then we'll get an ABC correction down. That's typically how Elliott Wave Theory works, just with psychology. To your point, Bitcoin lose another 20-30%, then alts will lose another 50%. Yeah, I mean, alts definitely can bleed a little bit more based on my Bitcoin thesis for sure. Again, yeah, see, again, the fall, everyone thinks that the fall is going to be that structure doesn't support it going to 30K, 100% agree. Yeah, I mean, for me, the structure supports 60 to 50K, and then we get this impulsive wave 1 through 5 off the low. Once we get this wave 1, everyone's going to call this a dead cat bounce, and then we're going to, 30K. It'll be something like this, and then we're dropping to 30K by October. Then what will happen is we'll get a wave 1, we'll get this drop, and every bear is going to be like, oh my god, I was so right, we're going to 30K. And then we'll get this huge wave 3 because everyone will funnel in, shorts will get liquidated, everyone that thinks Bitcoin's going to 30K will funnel at the top. Then we'll get a 4 and a 5, and then that'll be the completion of the 5-wave move. Structure is everything? Yeah, 100% structure is everything. Which is why I love Elliott Wave Theory, because it has both structure and some psychology in it as well. What time is it? Is it 8 o'clock already? Damn. Let's go to Ondo. So, Ondo, from what I see on Ondo, I mean, I guess there's technically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but this is such a new token. It's I mean, technically it is. I mean, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have an A, B, and a C. So technically on Ondo we do have it, but this token is so new. It's the purpose of Elliott Wave Theory is to use it for more established tokens, like the brand new tokens like this with token launch that just have this huge kind of euphoria, then this huge sell-off. There's less confidence in it. However, I mean, if we were going to use Elliott Wave Theory rules to target out a next high, I mean, the next high would be around $2 for Ondo, given that we probably have one more dip just with Bitcoin dipping. I think a lot of altcoins are going to have one more dip. So if we dip past these lows, the next target would be around $2.42 for Ondo. But it's higher speculation because this is a newer token. But is this even a valid B wave? I mean, no, that's not a valid B wave. So that also throws a wrinkle in that as well. Let me see one more time. I got to see if that invalidates, because the expanding flat can't go above the 1.618, which it did, so that would invalidate the wave B, which, yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of confidence in saying where this is going, if I'm being honest. There's not a lot of structure. It almost looks like we have an A, B, C, and then an A, B, C. So for me, I would wait for more price action to come out for Ondo. My biggest fear is selling and missing that big wave 3 to 5 move. Yeah, 100%. Well, that's what, like, for me right now, there's such a great risk to reward with a lot of tokens, including Bitcoin, even stocks too. Like, there's such a decline that the risk to reward right now is really good. So you think Biddy ain't going any lower? Where did you pull your fibs from? No, Biddy's going lower. For me, it's one more leg lower. I haven't changed that in over a month, I think. I don't know, whenever we started talking about this 5-wave move down, I haven't changed this structure at all. I mean, this thing, I've had this structure on here since I was talking about it back in December, how we were expecting a 5-wave move down. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting. But 60 to 50K is my zone. I'm starting to learn it and keep counting to 5, LOL. Yeah. Once you see it, it's kind of hard to unsee. What kind of gains are we looking at if we buy VeChain at its current price? Now, again, I am personally going to be buying VeChain. I like it from a fundamental standpoint. I think the chart looks semi-decent. So, again, it's more of a highly speculative token because it's a lower market cap, but my next target on VeChain is 43 cents. Meaning that this was the wave 1, we have an A, B, and a C, and then the next zone is 43 cents for the wave 3. So I don't know what that multiple is right here. I did say that we're probably going to retrace on VeChain. We're at almost 7 cents right now. I did say about the 5 to 6 cents region. Somewhere around 5 to 6 cents was my, 6 cents. Between 70 and 6, between 0.007 and 0.006 was the zone I was looking at to buy VeChain, and then my next target was 43 cents. That's a massive multiple, but even to just this wave B, it's like a 10 or 20x. So I like the risk reward there. I'm only allocating about 1% of my portfolio here. I'm not allocating more than that. I like Sui too. I'm probably going to add some Sui as well. Yeah, for me, VeChain, EOS, MSTR, and Sui are my next targets. H-bar. I think we did H-bar, but let me see. Yeah, we did. Okay, so perfect. Everything's saved. So for me, H-bar has, let me zoom in on this current structure right here. We have a wave 1 off these lows. We're in the 2, and then I'm expecting a 3 to about 65 cents. That's my next target on H-bar. Is about 65 cents is my next target, and then we'll get a pullback 4 and then a 5. But my next target's 65 cents. I do personally own a lot of H-bar. H-bar is one of my higher positions for crypto, but my next target on that's about 65 cents. I want to say I bought somewhere around like 4 or 5 cents, somewhere like down here. Me too, I like that. Yeah, I mean, this is a big wave 1. We're in the 2, and then we should see an explosive 3 followed by a 4 or 5. I do think 65 cents should be hit. Not sure whether to put 10K in Sui or VeChain. I mean, again, I can't stress this enough. I tell my community all the time when we're on TikTok lives, this is how you should structure your portfolio. Again, not financial advice, but this is just my own personal strategy. I put 50%, wait, let me get my paintbrush. 50% of your overall portfolio, I would put in Bitcoin. I would throw ETH / XRP / Sol. Hold on. I'm writing too big. Give me a second. I would go Bitcoin 50%, XRP, Sol, and ETH about 30% of your portfolio. Then I would go large caps. Or go large caps. It's kind of hard to draw with this thing. Large caps, I would go 15% of your portfolio. And another 5 to 10% in small caps. That would be how I would structure my portfolio. So if you had a 10,000 bucks, I would say put 5,000 in Bitcoin. I would put another 3,000, split it amongst ETH, XRP, and Sol. So put about 1,000 in each. Then I would put another 1,500 bucks into some large caps, Chainlink, H-bar, Sui, things like that, and then put another 5 to 10% in. Put another 5 to 10% in small caps. You could throw VeChain in there. You could throw, you could throw a meme coin in there as long as it's like 1% of your portfolio. But then you're allocating a proper risk management to your portfolio, and you're going to be able to have emotional discipline because the smaller the coin, the more volatile, the more swings. You could be up 20%, down 30%. But this is a great structure for a portfolio. This is what I do. I basically structure my portfolio like this. I own majority Bitcoin. Majority of my basically holdings are in ETH, XRP, and XRP. I already sold my Sol. And then large caps, another 15%, another 5 to 10% in small cap alts. That is what I would do if I was starting from scratch right now. I didn't hold any crypto. This is the strategy that I would do. It's going to allow you to capitalize on Bitcoin when it moves, allow you to capitalize on these alts when it moves, allows you to capitalize on lower market cap tokens like Chainlink and HBAR and Sui. Those move a little bit more than ETH and XRP, which moves a little bit more than Bitcoin. And then the 5 to 10%, the shitters, I call them the shitters. Throw in VeChain, throw in a meme coin, whatever you want to do. This is going to move faster than this, which is going to move faster than this, which is going to move faster than this. But overall, your entire portfolio consists of degen shit, solid altcoins, good XRP, and Bitcoin. That would be my strategy. Because then you're protecting yourself from huge swings in these altcoins, which then allows you to be more aggressive in these altcoins because you have protection in these things. I would put more in F than the second and third. You can choose, but out of the three XRP, yeah, 100%. I choose F more than XRP and Sol, but I was just categorizing these three in sort of that 30% bucket, given their, you know, kind of established tokens, larger market caps, they've kind of proven themselves. But I would say 30% of your portfolio, you know, put $2,000 in F, put another, you know, 500 in XRP, 500 in Sol, boom, there's your 30%. That's how I would do it. Yes, but why not put it all in large caps and get the 5 to 20x? Because what if that large cap is an FTX? What if that large cap is a what was that fucking token that cratered? Not FTX, the other one. There's these large cap tokens which are large caps that have these huge decline. What was it? FTX. What were, you guys would know. What was Terra Luna? That's it. Yeah. Or Mantra. Yeah. What about Mantra? Yeah, Luna. You had, you know, these large caps that were huge large cap tokens, which, you know, declined 80 to 90%. You got Terra Luna. You got Mantra. I mean, look at Mantra's chart. Look at this. Imagine you held Mantra and you were like, oh, you know, I'm in a large cap hole. I'm safe. Well, you just absolutely tank the bed. So, not to say that these altcoins can't do 5 to 20x's. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the reason why I choose this strategy, I know it's all fucked up now, but the reason I choose this strategy is if your large cap goes to zero, you still have protection in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP and Solana. That's what I'm saying, is you have protection here, which allows you to get more risky in these because you have a safer asset up here. That's why I do it. Right, 100% agree. Terra Luna just absolutely rugged. Can you look at XDC? I think we did XDC yesterday on stream, if I remember correctly. But again, it's all in your personal strategy. You don't have to do my strategy. You can pick, you know, you can choose whatever it is that you want. If you want to choose, you know, if you want to throw 100% of your portfolio at SUI, you can do that. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying for me, I like to have a proper risk management strategy in my portfolio so I can capture the gains of a large cap alt that might do a 20x, but then I'm still protected in a Bitcoin and Ethereum. So again, it's your strategy. You choose however you do it. Mine is play safe, play conservative, but, you know, fuel the inner degen in me because I want to, you know, expose myself to some lower market cap with, you know, 40x's, 50x potentials. But that's my strategy, and I use Elliott Wave Theory. Again, that's my strategy. You could use Wyckoff, you can use EMAs, you can use moving averages, you can use RSIs, whatever it is that you do, just have a strategy. I don't care what it is, just have a strategy and stick to it. Don't flip-flop, don't let your emotions get the best of you. You will do fine 100% of the time if that is what you choose to do. However, 95% of retail are very emotional about their trading. They buy when it's inopportune to buy, they sell when you shouldn't sell. Again, just stick to a strategy, you'll be fine. All right, let's go through what was next. Airweave. I think we did Airweave. Let me pull up Airweave. I'm gonna do 2 more chart requests and then I'm gonna go eat dinner. So just letting y'all know that right now. Airweave. Is this Airweave's chart? Is this what it looks like? Is that Airweave? I've never seen. I don't know Airweave. So does that what the chart looks like? Does that look about right? I think that should be right. Yes. Okay. I mean, Airweave definitely had. Let me just make sure this doesn't. Nope, that invalidates. Okay. Well, that. Yeah, that invalidates. Does it? Weekly. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, there are rare cases where wave 4 can invalidate wave 1, but typically speaking, you really don't want that. But you have a wave 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. However, wave 4 does retrace into the territory of wave 1, which can happen. I mean, it's not that it can't, but the rules do state like you can't have a wave 4 enter the territory of wave 1, but it does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up, which, I mean, technically speaking, and then you have this A, B, C. But given that the wave 1 and the wave 4 overlap, I wouldn't necessarily be highly confident in this strategy because it overlapped. But you could consider this a wave 1 with an ABC. But for me, I wouldn't feel confident just because that overlapped. That's just me. So what I would ideally want to see next is an impulse off the low. Once we get this initial wave 1 with the wave 2, then I'll be able to target out, okay, we got this initial wave 1 with the wave 2, we got the pullback here. Here's the next target. But until we get that impulse off the low, I don't feel confident in giving a price prediction on this just because the wave 4 overlapped the wave 1. And that's why I always say, too, when you're investing in stuff, I like to see clear wave movements. I mean, it does, but it just kind of invalidates the rules. My strategy is to follow your analysis. Is that strategy good enough? I mean, I guess I like to consider myself pretty good at what I do. There's a reason, that I love doing this stuff. Like, it's a passion of mine. I would say if you are going to follow me and, follow my advice, I would say you're probably in a good spot, but that would just be me speaking to my ego. So I would try to avoid that and be more humble, but I'm glad that my analysis and the things that I do are helping you. I just would say, hey, if you're following me, just take it through what is that strategy? Fine tune it through a comb or whatever that strategy is called. And if you see something of mine and you're like, yeah, I don't agree with that, that's great. Have your own opinion, take what I say, and then evaluate it through your own morals, values, beliefs, opinions, things like that. But I'll say you're on a good start because I'm not an emotional trader. I don't care if the price goes up. I mean, I care if the price goes up because I want to make money too. But if the chart is suggesting down, I don't take an emotional opinion on it. I just allow the charts to stay with me. So I would say you're probably doing better than 95% of people because a lot of people are very emotional about their trades and they kind of cloud their judgment that way. Wait, you don't think H-bar and Sui could rug pull like the other ones you mentioned? I mean, that's why it's only 15% of my portfolio. If one of them rugs, if I have 50%, if I have 5, let's do the math. Okay. Let me move this stuff out of the way. Let's do the math, right? So say I have $5,000. Say we're using a $10,000 portfolio, right? Say I have 5K in Bitcoin, and then say I have 1,000 in Ethereum, 1,000 in XRP, and then 1,000. That looks weird. This is a 1. There's 3 Ks by each other. Again, that's just a drawing. Just a drawing. Let me make this clear. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000. Don't clip that shit. That's not what I'm getting at here. So if I put 5,000 in so for hood. 5,000 in Bitcoin, 1,000 in Ethereum, 1,000 in XRP, 1,000 in Solana. So that's what, 8,000 total, right? And then now I have another 15% in large caps. Say I put 500 in HBAR, 500 in SUI, and then 500 in Chainlink, say for example, right? Now with the other $500, what's that? 50%, 30%, so that's 80% with 15, that's 95. Say with the other 5%, I put 250 into EOS and then 250 into VeChain. Say that's your portfolio, right? And then say, for example, this one goes to 0, HBAR goes to 0, I don't know, say SUI goes to 0, and Bitcoin does a 2x, so now you have 10K. Ethereum does a 3x, so now you have 3K. This one does a 3x, now you have 3K. This one does a 3x, now you have 3K. You see how the math is protecting you from this if it goes to zero? Because you have 3 tokens that went to zero. Okay, you lost $1,200, but Ethereum did a 3x, so now your 1,000 is 3K. Bitcoin did a 2x, so now your 5,000 is 10K. So now you're at 13K minus 1,200. You're net positive. You see what I mean? Does that make sense? So now you have $10,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000. Well, now you have 19. Say VeChain does a 40, a 10x. Now you're at 2,500. Add that up. So again, at the same point, like even if this token goes to zero, this token goes to zero, you still are protecting yourself from the risk, if that makes sense. Matt said they won't go to zero if Bitcoin plumets. More important, large products when Bitcoin goes up. Yeah, I'm just showing it as an example. Like even if all of your, like say this went to zero, say all of your small caps here went to zero, right? You had HBAR, SUI, VeChain, EOS, and Chainlink. Say all those went to zero, but Bitcoin did a 2x, Ethereum did a 3x, Solana did a 3x, and XRP did a 3x. Now you're left with $19,000 minus, what is that? 1,500 plus another 500. That's 2,000 minus 2,000. Now you're left with 17,000. You started with 10. You're plus 7K. So even if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your tokens go to zero, you're still plus 7K. So that is for me why I do the strategy that I do, because even if my low cap shitters go to zero and I lose everything on 6 tokens or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens, I'm still protected and I come out on top. I can jump to XDC. Yeah, we're gonna jump to XDC in a second. I just wanted to make sure that y'all understood like the risk management strategy behind it. Hey, just here to tell you how much I really appreciate your spot on analysis. You're doing good and amazing. Thanks, Shaman. I appreciate that. I really appreciate the support. Mario said, and if you round trip that bag, it's on you for being greedy. Yes, 100%. Don't be greedy. Take profits. The only coin going to zero is Nutsack coin. Yeah, facts. Facts. Thank you. Yeah, let's go to XDC. But does that make sense, guys? Does this make sense? This is the strategy that, again, we're kind of abiding by. 50% Bitcoin, 30%, 50% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum, XRP, Solana, divvy it up however you want. And then another 15% in large caps. So put 500 in SUI, HBAR, and Chainlink, and another 250 into, whatever the fuck you want. So if they all go to zero, all 5 of these tokens go to zero, you still come out on top in profit. That is the name of the game. Risk management and profit taking. And don't round trip and be greedy, because that is going to get you wrecked every time. Where's the XDC chart we did yesterday? No. There it is. Okay. So on XDC, it actually is nice that I'm on the phone too, because there's more, I can show you guys more of the chart, where I think when I was on the PC, it didn't showcase my entire chart. There's a McDonald's employee I know of who would like I to chart GRT. I know Ripper. If Ripper, you're still in here, we're gonna do GRT. There's a McDonald's I know of who would like you to do a GRT chart. We can do GRT as well. So for XDC, this is kind of the analysis that I have on it right now. We have a wave 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5. So we have a 5-wave move, and then we have this complex sort of A, B, C, B, and then we're in the C. For now, where's the start? For now, we've kind of retraced to the 0.786. I would say these are deep value discounts right now at, what, 3 cents? My next target for XDC is 33 cents. Based on this wave 1, wave 2, and then the wave 3 should target 33 cents. From current levels, that's about a 10x from current levels. So my next target on XDC is 33 cents. And that would be for the wave 3 right here. Really anywhere between like 27 cents to 53 cents, somewhere in this range. Can you look at Flux? Yeah, we can look at Flux. We're going to do GRT next because I know if Rippler's in here, we're going to do GRT. And Mario2655 wants to do GRT as well, so we can do that. And then we can jump over to Flux. But my next target on XDC is about 33 cents. How do you see the future Bitcoin pump coinciding with an altcoin pump before, after, during? I think it's going to be a mixed bag. I do think that Bitcoin will probably steal a lot of the market share, meaning like Bitcoin will do its thing, and I think people will flood to Bitcoin just because of how discounted it is and how large of a market cap it is. So I do think that when Bitcoin pumps, altcoins will pump, but then you'll get these like massive movements. Like say in this initial wave 1, you know, we do a pretty decent multiple, Bitcoin does its thing, then we'll get a pullback. And then on this wave 3, that's when I think people will take profits on Bitcoin, rotate into altcoins, and we'll get these explosive like altcoin type season that everyone's sort of typically used to. That's just my opinion. Obviously, price action will determine what we do, but for now, oh wait. Is there another GRT or is this just a straight down? Maybe USDT? Was this from before what we did? I can't remember what this is from. This might have been from stream. I mean, I personally do own GRT. I'm down on it right now. On GRT, I bought way back here thinking basically having this be the wave 1, the wave 2, and I was expecting a wave 3 next. Lo and behold, price said, no, fuck you. We're going to do an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. I don't have any price action back here, so there's really, unfortunately with GRT, myself included, this can't be a wave 1 and a 2. The only thing that's next for GRT is we're waiting for impulses off the low. So we're just waiting for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move up. Regardless, if this is a massive A wave, B wave, C wave, and then we get an A, B, C to the upside, and then another A, B, C to the downside, there's still a bounce waiting to happen in my opinion, regardless if it's a 3-wave move or a 5-wave move. You know, we get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or do we get an A, B, C? Regardless of what that looks like, we should get a bounce. I'm just waiting until that happens. So there's really not much going for GRT right now, other than the fundamentals of it. The technicals don't necessarily look... the technicals aren't something you want to see from an Elliott Wave standpoint, which is not the greatest news to hear, but once we get these pumps off the lows, then we can kind of chart it. So yeah, there's just a waiting period with that. Flux, we'll do Flux to end the stream, and then I'm gonna go eat dinner, and then I will. I know it's a late dinner, but I will do Flux. Could you please go back to Hood and explain? Yeah, we can do Hood. We'll do Flux, then we'll do Hood. So the question is, which chart? I mean, this kind of looks like GRT too, where it just kind of went straight down. Unless there's another chart to prove to me otherwise, yeah, Flux is just like GRT. We're just waiting for impulses. There's nothing on Flux that I'm seeing where I'm like, all right, this is a wave 1 with a wave 2. Flux is just in waiting period. Thanks. I'm gonna tell Aaron he better keep working at Mickey D's. That's funny. Yeah, unfortunately, Mickey D's, I don't know if Aaron's in the chat, but if Aaron's in the chat, unfortunately, Mickey D's is your continued job until proven otherwise. I'm just messing, Aaron. I'm just playing. All right, let's look at Hood. We'll do Hood, and then that'll be the end, and then I'll be live again, same time tomorrow. Let me do Hood. I'll flip the screen here in a second. But tomorrow I'll do between like 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I'll still be live at the same time. And I like the phone better. I like the ability to flip the phone and have it on the screen. I feel like there's more of... You see more of the chart. I don't have the TikTok live AI restricting my content because of sharing a trading view chart. I don't know what the fuck's going on with TikTok live. For those of you that do go live on TikTok and share a and share a screen, they're going to flag your stuff for unoriginal content. So just letting you guys know that if you plan on going on TikTok Live. I am streaming from the phone today, which has proved to be a lot better. So my next target on Hood, again, is still 303. We're currently in an ABC corrective move down. I do think we see one more leg lower for Hood, probably towards the $63 range. But we have a really clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moving up, and then this ABC down. On the daily time frame, I mean, we kind of have something that looks like this, where, I mean, it looked like we have an A, B, C, A wave, then we have a B wave, a C wave, then we have a B wave, and then we have this, what almost looks like a one, it almost looks like an A wave, a B wave, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we should get a fifth leg down. That for me is kind of what I'm anticipating for Hood. Based on the daily chart, that's what it looks like. It looks like we have just, I'll show you in the book. Give me 2 seconds. I'll show you in the book. Where is it? Not the running flat. Where are you? There we are. Is that it? Wave B needs to end at least. So this is kind of what it looks like. The regular flat, but let's confirm. So wave B needs to end at least at the 90% of wave A, 0.786 allowed in the Forex market, but should not exceed the start of wave A. So if wave A started up here, wave B needs to end at least 90% of wave A. End at least 90% of wave A. Wave B must retrace to 90% of wave A. Yeah, so that's not a regular flat. Never mind. Ignore me. I thought it was, but it's not. Either way, it doesn't really matter. This to me looks like an A, B, C, and then we have a B wave, and then we have this sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 structure down. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more downside if I'm looking at the bottom of wave 3 to here. Again, 1.618 aligns perfectly with the 0.618. Look at that. All right, let me see if I can get it all in. So the 1.618 aligns perfectly with the 0.618 retracement of this entire move. So that's a good confluence zone. Anywhere between $71 to $63, I think, is a great buy zone for Robinhood. And then targeting $300 next. And I don't know what that multiple is. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a great, even from these current prices, you know, buying right now and then buying again at 63, I think is a great plan. I do think we'd have a massive alt season underway soon. I think once we get this bottom again for Bitcoin and then we get the bottom for alts, which for me is coming shortly, that's when we'll start to see altcoins do its thing. But for me, that'll be the last chart for today. And I'll be doing, again, my Bitcoin analysis tomorrow morning. So for those of you that are new to the stream or new to following me, I do a Bitcoin analysis every morning. So that'll be done tomorrow morning. I typically try to film that between like around 9 a.m. in the morning Eastern time. So that'll be for tomorrow. You are great. I appreciate it. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Again, I go live every day. Well, not every day. 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time is when I go live, and the days that I go live are Sunday through Thursday, and then I take off Friday for time with the wife, and then Saturday I typically just like to hang out with friends or my dog or my wife and I do something. But Saturdays and Fridays are for her and for us and friends, and then Sunday through Thursday is when I go live. So I'll be live again same time tomorrow, Bitcoin analysis tomorrow, and then I'll be pumping out a lot more charts over the next couple days. I wasn't able to film my first YouTube video today. I had a lot of construction crew here just making racket and noise. They're trying to fix the bathroom. So I think they'll be done tomorrow. So I'm hoping to film the first long form YouTube video tomorrow. If not tomorrow, it'll be Wednesday. And that'll be basically what I'm planning to do is take individual charts and just do like a full analysis on it. So like take Robinhood and show you on the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame, and then just kind of do more long form YouTube content. So that's in the works. And All my socials are in the link in my TikTok bio, so if you want to follow me on the other stuff, feel free. It's not required. If you want to, feel free. But all my other socials are on there. I do stream on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and also TikTok, so kind of take your pick. But I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to go get some dinner, and hope that y'all have a blessed night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. And then let me end my stream over here, too. Where is it? How do I end the thing on here? Oh, there we go.